Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 3 in consumer compliance. This is Professor Dunaway. I first want to apologize that I had to do a kind of a written announcement last week. I was really sick and had no voice, and if I did try to speak, I coughed like crazy. So believe me, I did spare you probably not understanding a word I was saying. So anyway, I hope you all are staying healthy. I know a lot of people around my area are getting hit hard already. Being that it's kind of still early in the season. So hopefully you're all happy, healthy, and doing well. Yesterday was officially Veterans Day. Today is the observation of Veterans Day. So for all the veterans out there, thank you for your service. Appreciate all that everyone does. If you know someone, if you're a family or friend, thank you. And so that's it. So we are heading into week 3. Your first assignments were due last night, and I gotta say, I just checked, and not many of you have turned them in, and I also have not been in touch with many of you for extension. So please be sure you get them in, because you are all getting a late penalty if you have not contacted me for an extension and you did not already turn them in. You will be getting a 10% penalty, and it continues to increase. So if you're having any issues, please email me. And if not, be sure to get those in as soon as possible so you don't continue to lose points. And then also in this class, there are assignments due every week. So if you do start getting behind, it'll get more and more difficult to get caught up, especially since most of you are working and have families. And so I think it's really important in this class to try to stay on top of things and to get assignments in as soon as possible, as close to the due date as possible, I should say. So and I graded your discussion forum posts. Be sure that you're following the directions. For the replies, you need to do a couple things. For week 1, you needed to post a 4-paragraph mini memo, and then you also needed to reply to other students. So be sure that you're doing both of those. You will lose points if you're not following the directions and what we're asking you to do for both your initial reply and your comments and replies. Or your initial post and then your comments and replies. So don't just assume that each class will be asking for the exact same thing, because a lot of times professors change things up and ask for different things. So make sure that you are reviewing each week and doing exactly what you're being asked for. All right. Okay, so last week in week 2, you learned about fair lending discrimination. There were there was one section of the reading we wanted you to take a look at, section 1.03, and then 2 videos. And then in the learning outcomes, let's click into that for a second. So learning outcomes for week 2. And now that week 2 is over, you should be familiar with the disparate treatment legal theory. You should also have learned the applicability of the disparate treatment or the disparate impact legal theory, and then understand the burden of proof required of a plaintiff and common defenses of a defendant in a fair lending discrimination case. So hopefully you feel comfortable with all that after week 2. And now heading into week 3, you're going to be learning about insurance. So I'm going to pull up the learning outcomes if my computer responds for week 3. So for week 3, you'll become familiar with laws and procedures to prevent discriminatory actions within property insurance. You'll also learn the meaning and application of unfair, deceptive, and unauthorized trade practices within automobile insurance matters. And then finally, you'll understand the enforcement issues of state governments and the federal government in life insurance matters. So there are, in the reading, there are 3 sections that are posted. You'll be reading about property insurance, automobile insurance, and life insurance. And then there are also 3 videos posted by Dr. Hutchins or Professor Hutchinson for week 3. So that'll be your in-depth learning of insurance this week. Next week, week 4, we'll be talking about financial institutions and privacy. So then just a recap of what you need to do this week. So be sure that you post in the discussion forum for this week. Again, as I mentioned, you want to be sure that you're reading all the instructions and following what we're asking for. You want to do the reading, read those 3 sections on property, automobile, and life insurance. You want to watch the 3 videos by Professor Hutchinson. Office hours this week are with Professor Hutchinson today, since I'm posting this on Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, optional, but if you have any questions, you can stop in. And then just looking ahead, again, as I mentioned, your assignments are pretty much due every 2 weeks in this course. So your next assignment is due at the end of week 4, which is November 25th. So with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up and all that, be sure to plan ahead. And as usual, review our extension policy, which is in the syllabus. But if you are going to need an extension for the next assignment, you need to contact me prior to the due date. So prior to the 25th, you must contact me requesting an extension. All right, so I think that's it. Again, I hope that you all have a great week, and please be sure to contact me with any questions. If you're having any issues and need, to request an extension for the assignment, again, please let me know. You already have a late penalty, but it's best to contact me and let me know what's going on. All right, so I hope you all have a great week, and I will be talking to you next week. Thanks, everybody.